Morning guys, it's Monday the 20th. I've down to the last layer there. I've got that's cherry. There might be one clear board there, the other one's got some knots and stuff. Then just want to show you this. You know, when it comes to sawing, we all want stuff that looks like this cherry here. You know, beautiful, straight, flat, no cupping. But then sometimes we get this. This is a piece of maple. Now, like I say, as long as I can stack the 8-footers with hardwood, I'll save them. Something like this, it's easy to get some up to 2-foot pieces out of this that are fairly straight. This end straight, in the middle there is straight, and it's got some interesting grain to it. But we can't always end up with boards like this. A lot of times it's the tree itself. I find that it's very seldom the sawyer's fault, unless you're using a dull blade and you're giving yourself all kind of wavy boards. If you haven't cut it thick enough to give yourself enough waste to you know, plane it down to whatever size thickness you want, that's more or less the problem. But otherwise the sawmill does a good job cutting the boards. It's just a matter of, you know, you got to think through what you want to do with that. But ain't that a nice piece of cherry? Unlike the maple, although the grain of it is nice. It's just you know, where the knots are, it gets a little weird. And then here's another piece of cherry. Now this one, if you notice, I got one of the railroad tracks on there yet. I wasn't able to get it off. I'm down to 3/4, and look, I don't have anything left here to work with. So it's as far as I can go. But last night I was making a design on a AutoCAD for a really nice, easy to do nightstand with a drawer in it and a bottom to hold boards and stuff, or not boards but books. And anyway, I'm gonna make one of them for all the bedrooms up at the house. There's 4 bedrooms up there, and I want to make each one out of a different kind of wood. So I want to use cherry, I want to use white oak, I want to use red oak, and then I want to use maple to make the 4 different pieces of furniture. I want to try and make all the furniture the same wood for each bedroom once I start making it. So I got one more layer there yet, and then I can start on this. I kind of dread doing this one because it's 2-inch. It's going to all be heavy. And also, guys, you know I don't like anything less than 8 foot. But these are 6-foot white oak, and these are white oak. The problem with it is this white oak is drying so screwed up. It's even though it was at the bottom of my pile, it's really giving me some grief. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this white oak and cut it off like here, where I know I can get a nice board. And then those boards made out of white oak I am going to put away. Look at the nice grain there. I noticed with white oak you don't get that gold fleck that's in red oak, but it certainly is nice, and it's really tough stuff. And it's, of all the wood that I've been working with, this white oak is definitely the heaviest. It's very dense. This red oak, I'm going to run a piece of this through the sawmill just to show you that, or not the sawmill, through the planer, just to show you the difference between white oak and red oak. Now I had said before that this is the worst piece of red oak I've ever had. And I just planed one of them. Now it's wet, so the dark spot you're seeing, it's planed, but it's that wet inside. So the point is, though, is that if you see these little like black lines in here right in front of my fingertip, you don't see them in white oak. White oak doesn't have that. It's a little different. I mean, that's just a little imperfection of some sort, just like this would be. But red oak, when it's dry especially, there's like a gold fleck in it. You can see it in certain sunlight, but or certain light. But anyway, that's the difference. Now in this case here, just because of the grain, probably the white oak looks better than the red oak, but normally the red oak, when you have a nice red oak board, they do look a lot better than the white oak because of that gold fleck in it that sort of catches your eye. Alright guys, so the stuff that's 2-inch thick here, this is 1 1/4, but the 2-inch thick stuff, this is all maple, and even though some of it has some twists in it and knots, there's still a lot of pieces I can get out of that to make legs, you know, some 2x2 spindles or legs. That can come out of these, and they'll be straight when I'm done with them. This is some beautiful cherry here. I got 2 nice 4x3s out of here for making legs as well, cherry. So they'll be pretty nice. I started on this other side here, and that's mostly maple in there. That's what I've been getting here. Now the maple I'm going to not be putting in the greenhouse. The maple I'm putting in the garage because whenever I have rainy days or whatever, I'll start cutting that stuff up into legs. Maybe I'll start to turn some legs and see what happens. The rest of it will go in the greenhouse. Hey guys, so I'm done with the outside for today, and I have a drawings here. I started a file folder for furniture that I want to make. So I have a drawing of a simple end table. So I'm going to make, end tables would be, you know, like 22 inches high, like this one. A nightstand would be 30 inches high, like I have this one drawn, but not that deep, probably like 18 inches deep. This would be the front, this would be the side. So that's something in the wind for, I guess I ought to be doing this on rainy and snowy days as life goes on. But I want to be able to build enough of them to put furniture in the house up there. I want to design some other things too. I'll show you some of the stuff as I go. Have a good one. Hey guys, I was looking at the video before I put it up, and I don't think it was fair of me to show this white oak with a really bad looking piece of here it is here, with a really bad looking piece of red oak. So I'm cutting most of this up for firewood that's laying on this pile, but I just wanted to compare a nice piece of red oak. Now this is a cutoff that I actually would use for firewood kindling. But you can see the difference there in the color. This does have a tint of red in it compared to the white oak. They also take stain slightly differently too. Not a lot different, but slightly different. I think it's because of the density of the white oak. You know, it's so dense. Just how fast this stuff can change because of moisture. So I have a spray bottle here, okay, filled with water. There's nothing else in it but water. And this board, this piece of siding has been laying out during the day. So I'm using this as a straight edge so you can see that there's a cup there. Let me bring the camera up a little more. Right there, that'll show it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take and spray some water on here. What I want to do is just, if you spray it on lightly, it'll open up a lot quicker and change the wood than if you soak it too fast. Not that it won't work that way, but this works a little better if you just spray it for the first thing. And then you can put on as much moisture as you want there. Okay, so that's just enough to get it going. So I just want to show this for the sake of like the time lapse of how fast this happens. How fast this is going to change just because of adding moisture to it. Now that siding, the board we're testing, the siding, is going to take wood or take moisture on a lot faster than what that red oak would take on. And the reason for that is because the red oak has already been planed and the surface is smoother, so it's not going to absorb the water as quite as fast as what the siding will. So I'll just let this get wet and show you how quickly that's going to change. So you can see what I'm saying there. It's almost flat now, and that's been, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes because I took the backhoe to unload some wood.